Hi, Ali Weber, Kabbalah Guru. Welcome back to my channel. I took a little hiatus on Friday. I didn't make a video on Friday because I had a flu. So I'm back, please God, and I'll get up to steam in a couple of days. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Smash the like button. Hit the notification bell so I can send you other videos. Please come. We have an 11 o'clock, 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time Torah and Tanya class every day. Please come to our meeting. We'll be resuming that again today, Sunday, and we'll have our 7:45 p.m. meeting, Kabbalah Guru family. We'll get together and discuss some things. Please, if you could, donate to the channel. It would really be helpful to keep things going. Take my course below. The course will help you, will introduce you to the language of Kabbalah and help you understand a lot of the live meetings. If I can use different vocabulary, if everyone's kind of on the same page. The last video, by the way, in my course needs to be going over quite a bit. It's really a vocabulary lesson, and it takes a while to get the vocabulary down. Okay. At any rate, things are moving very fast. I'm going to talk about 11-3, 11-4 on the Hebrew calendar. I'm going to talk about the Parsha. I'm going to put all these things together with the Law of War Manual with 11-3, 11-4. All right, let's rock. A lot of things I wanted to put together. I wanted to put it together like filtered through my own consciousness. I mean, really, I should be showing this as as to show you some of the things that I'm seeing, but I haven't quite really been able to really understand what's going on. And that I think is a good thing. But it seems pretty obvious that it's happening on January 6th, which is the date of the president's speech. Is the 4th of Shvat. So a case could be made it's the 11th month on the Hebrew calendar in one way of looking at it. So it could be 11-4. Okay, that's the 6th, and the 7th could be 11-5. This, by the way, corresponds to Parshas Bo. Parshas Bo is a very interesting and powerful parsha. Remember, we Hasidim were told to live with the times, and when the Hasidim asked the Rebbe, what does that mean, live with the times? Does that mean read a newspaper? He said no. He said live with the Torah portion of the week, of the day. So we're in Parshas Bo. Bo means come, as in the verse, come to Paro. But why is the parsha in which the Jews crush Egypt and leave it known as come to Paro, a statement which expresses the might of Paro in Egypt? This teaches us a lesson. Some people think that in order to solve their problems in religious and spiritual lives, they just need to do more good, and more good, and more good. The truth is, however, that in addition to doing more good, a person also has to eradicate the bad. And not just bad in general, but bad must be crushed at its root so that it does not grow back. That's really what we're faced with here. We're faced with an enemy that has been in control of the planet for 6,000 years. This is Moilech. This is a destructive, this is the seeing eye people. This is like, these people have been doing things that are beyond our comprehension. They don't really care like what they do to us. Whether you live or die is of no concern to them whatsoever. There's been all kinds of interesting information. There's cloning that goes on. There's this thing called a viril, where a little reptile can crawl into your eye and basically take over your body. I mean, not to get afraid. We don't want to be afraid. We want to go through this. This is a war. This is the biggest war that's ever been fought. And I believe the president is going to come out on Thursday, and he's going to say something very powerful about an end to this insurrection, an end to infiltration from within. We have been taken over by a foreign enemy. There's no question about it. And now we're about to get liberated. Now, they say, that General Washington said stay another 30 days. So it could be that this thing takes a little while to roll out. I wouldn't pin any dates to this. I will say that in terms of signs that this thing is happening, Germany shut down 3 of its 6 nuclear power plants. And part of Nasara Jasara involves switching over to Tesla-free energy. So, if you don't know what I'm speaking about, this is something that we all have to do more research in, and I'm certainly learning myself. There's a lot going on. There are only a couple of people in the world who really understand, who really know exactly how this is going to play out. But we've been given a lot of hints along the way, a lot of drops, a lot of breadcrumbs, and we can put together the crumbs and try to figure out what's coming next. I would say that this speech, again, the 4th of Shvat. Shvat is the month of Aquarius. That's that's basically it. I mean, I'm going to read just some notes that I wrote down. The Nasara free energy, 11.3, 1 year. There's also something about a year, that the insurrection has to last for a year. And again, the enemy called it an insurrection. And I believe that is coming to an end on January 6th, because that's when they coined the phrase. So this is going to be used against the enemy. It says in a lot of the drops, how do you deal with a wild animal? Do you just go into the front door? Do you just take it on? No, you have to be clever about this. You have to take them down slowly. I believe that the military has been working behind the scenes all year to remove a lot of the bad actors. But pretty soon it has to be made public, and people have to understand what's really going on. Yes, so December 31st, Washington said stay another 30 days for the end of occupation. 11-3 in the Law of War Manual is the end of occupation. 11.4 also deals with this. I have to become more proficient in this knowledge, in the Law of War Manual, before I really can say much more. But it is clearly laid out. There is a structure, there is an order to how you remove an occupying force. And we have been occupied for a year. We allowed the enemy to take over, and this was done strategically. And now I believe the time has come when we need to rid ourselves of this horrific enemy. I mean, when people find out, like in this come to Paro, when people find out how evil these people are and the level of destruction they've caused upon the planet, many people who are still asleep will wake up quickly. I'm seeing it all around me. People who, like a year ago, were telling me, everything is kumbaya, it's all good, we're going to get, the medical treatment and no problem. Now they're really panicking because they see what this thing is about. Now, whether or not you get the medical treatment, there's still other ways. It's frightening. They could put it in the air, they could put it in the test. There's many ways. These people are just relentless. But I believe that once the evil is faced, once we come to Paro and face him in his place of power, which is basically underground, basically Antarctica, I believe a lot of these things have been taken care of by the military, but we haven't seen it yet. There's been no public disclosure. So I think that's coming up in the next month. I think we're going to know everything, and everything is going to be laid out, and everything is going to be made to rights. It looks like there's some kind of financial reset coming. I mean, gold is just tiptoeing its way past 1800. Silver is also going up. Cryptos are still basically holding where they are. But I believe this reset is going to happen very soon. It has to happen. They have to take the power away from the Fed, which is basically financing slavery on this planet, debt slavery, You know, we're so busy making a living that we don't have time to figure out what's really going on here. Does any of this make sense? And it does, but it takes a long time to like sift through the material. I mean, most of the material that I'm finding of value is on Telegram now. They've done a very good job of censoring things on all other platforms. But we will, you know, we will succeed. I have no doubt that God wins in the end, and in the end, evil destroys itself. Please follow me on Rumble. I put out the same video on Rumble every day if there's ever a problem with YouTube, which, I mean, it's a constant struggle with YouTube. But I also believe, I read somewhere, and I haven't really pieced this together, that the enemy is allowed to censor to a certain point. And it could be that at the end of the year, they're not allowed to censor anymore. So I think there's a lot of things going on behind the scene. I've heard that Facebook and Twitter are being somewhat nullified in terms of censorship, and I'm sure that will pass across the board as Truth Social comes into operation. There's a lot going on. Do not lose hope. Know that you are the only one, you and your family, the only one in the history of creation that can be you and sing your song, and you have tremendous value and tremendous strength. You're going to find out, we're all going to find out soon, what we're really about. We have been lied to for centuries, and we've been told that we're no good, and we're this, and we're failures. This, you know, planned by the Kabbalah. This is their, you know, their brainwashing to keep us in place. They want to eliminate 14 out of 15 people. Why? Because they can't control a population this big. And I believe as more and more people wake up, the Kabbalah will retreat utterly and completely. And with the help of the military, we will have our planet back, and we will get to live in peace forever. Okay? So that's really it, man. It's good news. Do not get freaked out. It's going to be okay. I know it's going to be scary in these last couple weeks, but, you know, just know that God has your back. Again, one thing I just want to mention is that there will be a lot of shifting in terms of questions with religion. I heard a story on Shabbos that a lot of Hasidim that aren't Lubavitchers are now being seen in Crown Heights. What does this mean? It means that a lot of people, thanks to the work of Y.Y. Jacobson and others, a lot of people who are not Chabad Hasidim are coming into the fold, into the Rebbe's minions. And so too, non-Jews should know that if you follow the 7 Noahide laws, you are a righteous Gentile. If you're concerned about going to heaven, you know, that's your ticket to heaven. Okay? I mean, there's going to be a lot of revelation, a lot of information coming out about the Vatican, about even Israel. I mean, nothing is what it seems. But you have to know, I mean, from my point of view, the Rebbe and Lubavitch and Chabad, that it's a big tent and everyone is welcomed here, okay? I mean, we're not proselytizing to non-Jews, but you should know that the Noahide laws are there for you. Okay, please like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so I can send you other videos. Please donate to the channel if you can. Take my Kabbalah course below. Make sure you pay extra attention to the third video. It deals with the vocabulary. That will help you understand the live meetings. Again, 11 o'clock today, Sunday, and every day during the week we have an 11 o'clock a.m. meeting for an hour. Tanya and Torah, if you want to learn, you know, the Old Testament from a Jewish point of view. Okay. May the force be with you, and God bless.